Right now, we are witnessing a historic movement, and this movement, if it continues to play out, could be very indicative of a crypto super cycle, a blow off top like we've discussed before. And this is happening in terms of ADA, it's happening in terms of BTC, and I think that people really need to be aware of what's going on. Now, when we talk about BTC, this is obviously the market driver right now. This is what is leading the way for all coins and their pumps that are going on currently, ADA included. And right now, we're trying to go back and test this current cycle high of 49K. Right now, we're looking like we may test it over the next few days here. We're currently sitting at 46.9. By the time this video comes out, we may be above 47K. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But what I'm really watching here is this RSI, this momentum indicator. And you can see that we are again now just breaching into the overbought range. Now, the interesting thing about this is last time that BTC got into the overbought range, it actually stayed there for quite some time. There was actually a lot of upward movement and a lot of upward momentum at that time. And now the interesting thing is this is just when the market was beginning to get excited. We came from those lows, those long periods of consolidation, the boring times in BTC, and we just had a light sense of excitement. Times are very different now. There's actually a lot more positive sentiment, I would say, in the market than there was at that point, which again, when things get too exciting, I tend to, take a step back and pump the brakes for a second. But right now there's a lot of fuel in this tank. There's a lot of capital ready to buy. And I think that's very indicative of what we might see moving forward here. Now, I'm not saying this is our move. I'm not saying we're going to break 60K. I've seen people saying that. Realistically, it would not surprise me if something like this was our move. Again, this is what BTC did last time we approached the overbought range. And this wouldn't surprise me at all. Look at where our tops lie. All right. This would be very much on trend with what we've seen in terms of BTC, somewhere around 50, 54, 55K. All right. Now, when it comes to ADA, we're approaching this overbought range as well. We flipped, we bounced off this, the signal line in terms of the RSI, and we're trying to, again, extend and create this third leg of our 5-wave pattern when it comes to ADA. Now, what is interesting about this, and we just broke 47K. There we go. All right, let's go. Now, what is very interesting about this is ADA tends to be a late mover in the market. That's why when people have dogged it for not moving like some of the other coins at certain points in time, it is what it is. That's how the charts have acted many times before. And I'll bring you back to this last run we went on in terms of BTC, this long extended move to the upside. Realistically, it wasn't until BTC consolidated and started trading sideways before ADA decided to make its move. You can see that back here, this big green candle that we experienced December 8th. This happened while BTC was trading sideways. That's my point. All right. While there is some correlation with BTC right now and assets are being drug up with the movement by BTC, it takes time. Something like ADA might take time to make this movement. Okay. But it looks like we are well on our way in terms of direction. And right now, ADA is trying to break, again, that 54-cent level, which it looks like we just broke. And again, we just have to continue to push higher. That's when we get up into no man's land and have the potential of making this movement. Now, just as BTC made a movement once it hit overbought, look at what ADA did during that same time. When ADA first hit overbought here back in October, this explosive run from basically 26 cents all the way up through 68 cents is the movement that we made. This is, again, how we might play out into that third leg. So just be aware that that might put us up somewhere around $1, which would be surprising because I think I had said between 80 cents to $1 in terms of the before, right before the halving. But again, this is not financial advice and there's no guarantees. Now, the historic movement that I want to talk about in terms of ADA and BTC is actually our relation to the prior all-time high pre-halving. Okay. Never before has ADA, never before has BTC been this at this little of a retracement from the prior all-time high pre-halving. BTC currently sits at about 32%. ADA currently sits at about 82%. The prior closest time for BTC was about 36%. The prior closest time for ADA was about 96%. So we're taking these big steps forward. There's a lot more excitement and momentum in the market that's pushing us higher at times where we shouldn't necessarily be that close, but we are. And again, this is what may indicate an even bigger swing that's coming post-halving, right? The load up, the retracement before the even bigger pop. All right. Again, this is not financial advice, but think about what's coming. Institutional money, enterprise adoption, mass adoption, other possible white swan events like a win in the Ripple v SEC case, basically exchanges winning their cases. I think that's obviously a huge thing. And then we talk about a shuffle in the government, an actual embrace of crypto here in the US. Not that the US is the only place that deals with crypto. It's one of the largest, and right now it's getting some of the biggest pushback from some morons at the top. Those are things that could really blow the doors wide open and blow the roof off this whole thing. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. We're making historic movements right now. This is exciting. Hopefully we can continue to show momentum. We did drop back below 47K. Dang it. But hopefully, again, today we continue to make these moves to the upside for ADA, for BTC, and all assets across the space. So I appreciate you guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Show your support below. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.